Hello, boys and girls. Here I am again with another new patch, and I'm going to try to explain to myself first, keeping notes this way. How did I manage to do this patch, and how does it sound like? But let's start immediately with how does it sound like. I described it immediately in my head as an epic William Basinski, the Disintegration Loops patch, and it's all based on an accidental recording of a piano recording on the Morphagene of a long piece that I improvised a few weeks ago on the piano. And I was just trying to see if I can use Morphagene as a delay, and I was just pushing buttons, and I just recorded a little snippet of that recording. And when I played back the whole snippet, it was as you can hear, it's like the same phrase um, being looped over and over again. It's a short phrase. It's a minor phrase, kind of a sad, but with lots of notes in there. So it kind of sounds really epic and big. Of course, it goes through the verb, so the big reverb. Of course, you can hear it all over the place, and yeah, nothing else really. I just took all the lows out of the sound just to mix it with all the rest of the sounds that are in here. And another thing that I did is I took the same sound, the same sample from Morphagene, and I put it through clouds. Very different results. The blend and the reverb on the clouds is full on, but it has a very different sound. It's very much darker, and it's clouds is choosing little grains and throws them left and right, and this sounds to me like the disintegration of a loop, of a tape loop. So the whole idea of this patch is that this is going to be my normal loop, and this is going to be representing the disintegration of this loop. And slowly, this will go away, and you will hear more of the clouds. Which also by itself, if I turn the density, let's turn it a little bit softer. If I turn the density lower, closer to the center, these grains are becoming less and less, so it gives me the feeling of the more disintegration. So this is the main idea of the patch. Let me turn this back somewhere there. And I want a few sounds to accompany this loop. I made a little noise because I just like little noises that are like always in the background. This little noise is, let's see, the input is from the DPO, and it goes through the RXMX, and I'm striking, to be correctly with the make noise terminology, I'm striking the RXMX vectorals with a burst from Vogelbach, so it's purely make noise. And then I'm sending this, because the result was not very interesting, I'm sending this to this triple wave shaper from Search by Random Source, and this gives it a lot of grit, a lot of distortion, and makes it a little bit more interesting. I'm using the aux here with a very cheap delay digital pedal from whatever, a very cheap, yeah, I guess it's the B word, a very old pedal. I have it for like 10 years, just because I want to add a little bit of that digital reverb, and it is tuned to go with a drone. I love a drone. That is also from the DPO, and it's coming in here now. I'll take this noises out so we can focus on this sound separately. For me, it's a very serene drone. It's a very calming drone. I'm sending it to another search filter, which I really love lately to use it with drones, and especially the DPO. And I'm just sending a random CV into the frequency. That's why you hear this little melody in there. To my surprise, I don't know why, or maybe I'm just mishearing it. I didn't really analyze it, but it does sound to me like it's a scale. It keeps it to a certain scale, so it doesn't really, it's not completely random, the CVs, although it's not quantized. It's very musical. I like it because it is a drone, but there's something interesting in there happening that you can really focus for a long time and let it play for a long time. And this is a really low frequency, but it fits with a loop. And I also added just one more thing to the drone. This channel here, let's see if something happens. There it is. It's just I'm adding some frequencies a little bit higher than the frequencies of the drone, and this is let me see where it goes. It's a weird patch. I'm sending the sine wave of the DPO into the input of the ring of rings, and then also in the voltage per octave input I'm sending this middle output. How do you call that? I have to check. The middle output of the first isolator of the DPO. It just created more interesting harmonics in that way, and I'm modulating just some basic things on the rings just to give it this movement that goes in and out, and especially the position. I think it does that with a very slow LFO that brings it in and out, so it's complementing the drone that's always there, with some middle low frequencies in there, and together with noises. I think it sounds a bit like electricity. These noises like electricity in the wires. Very David Lynch idea. Well, this is how I'm going to start the patch, with these sounds, and that's it actually. Then I'm just gonna slowly bring the loop from Morphagene. I'll bring things into balance, all the sounds into a balance, and then slowly the piano sample will overtake everything, because it is covering most of the frequencies if you hear carefully. the noises are almost gone. You don't hear them. So in this case here, I will just turn them off because they're not useful anymore. And by bringing the piano loop in, I'm going into the William Basinski idea of the disintegration loops, and I will start turning the drone slowly down. Very slowly, of course. These transitions will be very slowly, and the track will be really long. I'm talking about from 12 to 15 minutes, just so I can get that. I need the time to let this disintegration thing happen. So when the piano sample will take over and it will be alone in the mix, I will bring slowly clouds in. As you can hear, it's adding a lot of lower frequencies. But it's not very audible. It actually makes the sound very muffled, very unclear. And then slowly I will just turn the Morphagene loop that goes through the reverb slowly down, so I can have the sound from clouds becoming more apparent, more I think somewhere here it's becoming very audible that cloud is taking over slowly. And by the time that clouds is obviously more apparent in the mix, I will start playing with the density. Turn a bit lower, turning the Morphagene lower even. And this scattered piano sound, now you can't even hear that it's a piano loop anymore. But it really reminds me of the way that William Basinski worked on his disintegration loops. How the scattering happens also in these recordings in a more natural way, of course. But if it sounds good, it sounds good. And yes, then I will turn the density even lower. And somewhere here I will just close the track slowly just by fading out. So yeah, this is my latest patch. I don't have a title yet, but it's going to be something as an ode to Mr. Basinski. Yeah, and it starts with, so it has two parts, it has two ideas. It starts with a drone and then ends up with the piano loop. And I hope it's inspiring. I hope it's interesting. And I will have also a video of the whole track on YouTube with me just turning things on and off from the mixer. And I hope you guys liked it. You got some ideas from it. Till the next one, check the description below for the link for the whole track, so you can listen to the whole track. And subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.